Ever since he came into our lives, he became one of the family. But now he's gone. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him. Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 11. Karma's a Bitch. Nicole Snipes was contemplating the recent events, including India's arrest, when the phone started to ring, breaking her reverie. It was the hospital's administrative assistant, Kim Lopez, a new employee who had only been at St. Mark's for about a year. Kim Lopez was an attractive Latina who had just gotten married. Even though Kim loved her job, the prospect of talking to Nicole always filled her with trepidation. Kim Lopez was seriously intimidated by Nicole Snipes, and it showed. Nicole was okay with it. A CEO should be intimidating.
Mrs. Snipes, you have an important call on line 1.
Kim said over the phone.
I really do not feel like talking to the press at this moment, Kim.
Nicole said, rolling her eyes.
Please tell them that I will answer all their questions at the press conference later today.
Kim gulped and then replied,
Mrs. Snipes, it's not the press. The board of directors are on the line and they're saying that the matter is urgent and that you must talk to them right now.
Nicole froze. She was shocked. How could the board of directors find out about this incident so quickly? She smelled a rat. There must be an informant in her own executive team. Nicole had to find out who it was and get the issue sorted. As they said on the streets, snitches get stitches. And Nicole Snipes had no problem stitching someone up. All she needed was time to find out who the rats were and what they were plotting against her so she could stop them. However, time was the one thing that she did not have.
Kim, please connect the phone call immediately,
she said with an air of confidence, although she did not feel that way at the moment. Kim complied with her request. Nicole sighed, cleared her throat, and took a deep breath. Then she answered the phone call.
Good morning, esteemed board of directors. It is good that you called, as I was about to call you.
Nicole lied.
You need to know about the unfortunate incident that took place at St. Mark's earlier this morning. No need to worry, though. All the steps to control the damage from the incidents have been taken and measures have been implemented. I assure you that this was an isolated incident caused by one negligent nurse, which we discovered after much investigation,
she said cautiously. Someone on the other line spoke up. It was a male voice that Nicole did not recognize. He said,
Nicole, we have you on speakerphone with all the other board members who are present on this call. We all know about this morning's incident and how the nurse admitted to falling asleep on the job,
he said. His voice gave no hint of what he might be thinking. Nicole could not tell if this was a positive or a negative. She was absolutely befuddled. She had no idea how the board of directors had discovered all the details of the investigation so quickly. Even Nicole had just discovered the information a few hours ago. She was sure that there was a plot against her now, perpetuated by multiple individuals. There was not a single rat. There must be a network of them. Nicole's paranoia grew as the board continued to brief Nicole about their opinion about the situation at hand. The ominous voice on the other line was saying,
It has also come to our attention that there have been consistent system errors at the hospital's pharmacy and biomedical departments.
Nicole was panicking now. She was way in over her head, and this was getting serious.
Well, as of now, Nurse India Davis is in police custody. The press has started to leave the campus, and our Human Resources Department is offering mental health counseling to assist our staff during these challenging times,
Nicole said, hoping that they would buy the explanation and be content with it. The board members did not seem happy or content.
Nicole, there is a fine line between blame and responsibility. We all know that in healthcare business, there is no assigning blame. However, it is an industry where responsibility is taken extremely seriously.
The voice stopped, as if pausing to let his words sink in.
You are the CEO. Hence, you are the one that is responsible for what occurs at St. Mark's Baptist Hospital. Given this incident and the NICU incident, given this incident and the NICU incident that previously occurred, the board has decided that you have failed in your responsibilities.
A cold chill went down Nicole's spine. She knew what was about to happen. She knew what was about to happen to her next. She knew that the axe was about to fall. However, Nicole Snipes was a proud woman. She would never ever give them the satisfaction of hearing her beg to keep her job. They would never get the satisfaction of hearing her petition to remain the only female chief executive officer in the Baptist care system.
They will never see me sweat.
Nicole thought firmly.
They can fire me, but I will leave with my dignity intact.
She sighed and waited for the inevitable.
Go on,
She said coldly.
Nicole, at this moment, you have two options. The first one is you can voluntarily resign as CEO of St. Mark's Baptist Hospital. This way, you can receive severance pay and you'll be able to get references to help you get another job. The second option means you will be terminated from this position. That termination will show up on your employment history. You must choose, as either option must be decided immediately.
and here it comes.
Nicole thought. She was the first female CEO of the Baptist healthcare system because she deserved that position. She was not just some token female that the company had hired to look diverse. She had earned her position. She was good at her job. Was it her fault that the damn hospital had such incompetent employees? Nicole would leave, but she would not go quietly. She would leave with dignity, but she will say her piece before going.
Just like that, huh?
Nicole said sarcastically.
I am forced to resign from my position after everything I've done for this company? Are you serious? I've given everything I have to this hospital. I've worked tirelessly day and night to keep the impeccable reputation intact, and this is how you repay me?
Her voice was harsh, but her eyes were full of hurt. She was holding back her emotions because the last thing she wanted was to get branded as a hysterical or sensitive woman who could not take what was dished out to her.
I wasn't personally involved in this situation.
Nicole added icily.
However, I do understand your position and what must inevitably happen. I will take the severance pay and step down. Who will replace me in this crucial moment, might I ask?
Nicole asked the loaded question carefully. The answer might reveal who is running the network of rats in her hospital.
Eric Rivera will replace you as CEO effective immediately.
The board representative said firmly.
The board has full confidence that he has everything we need to leave the hospital out of this disaster and back into its era of prosperity. St. Mark's will be thriving in no time under his leadership.
He emphasized the word his, Nicole noted, like a snake. Of course, they thought a man can come along and fix everything. Nicole shook her head bitterly. She was not even surprised. That was the way of the world. Whenever things went south, no matter whose fault it was, a big, strong man can swoop in and fix everything, she thought sarcastically. The board member was still yapping about something. Nicole tried to focus on what he was saying.
We were also just informed that St. Mark's Baptist Hospital will be placed on a 1-year probationary period for all its trauma care accreditations. As you well know, these accreditations are crucial for the hospital and the Baptist care system.
The board director said. Good, Nicole thought viciously. Let Eric Rivera deal with the probation. Why should she care? She ignored what he said entirely. Instead, she simply said,
I assume the board has already informed our security director, Robert Samuels, of this decision. Robert, you may come in.
She said casually.
Of course.
The board member said.
Robert, can you please take Mrs. Snipes' keys, badge, and any other belongings that are property of St. Mark's Baptist? You also need to escort her to her vehicle and ensure that she leaves the hospital grounds effective immediately.
Robert Samuels had a slimy smirk on his face that showed that he had derived immense pleasure out of Nicole's humiliation. He gathered up all the items Nicole had taken out of her bag and desk and dumped them unceremoniously on the surface of her table. He remembered how Nicole had terrified and intimidated others and laughed as she fired them and threatened to fire them. He remembered how Nicole had terrified and intimidated others and laughed as she fired them or threatened to fire them. He recalled how scared they all felt the night of the NICU incident. Now she knew how it felt. Now she was the one being fired for something she had no control over. The irony was not lost on him. It felt sweet indeed. Robert Samuels was kind enough to escort Nicole out of the hospital using the service elevator. Nicole did not say a word. Her face was completely blank, and she followed Robert out of the hospital. Nicole did not say a word. Her face was completely blank as she followed Robert out of the hospital. The only sound they heard was the sound of Nicole's heels clacking against the cold floor. That sound would never terrify anyone again, Robert thought with satisfaction. He was using this route to prevent the press from hounding Nicole, and so the staff does not immediately find out about her dismissal. It would disrupt their daily duties. However, he was bursting with a savage sense of satisfaction that he was the one that gets to walk her out, as she had ordered him to do to many others during her tenure. He was polite and respectful, but distant. He passively held the door open for her, wishing he couldn't say, "Don't let it hit you on the way out," but he held his tongue. He nodded as she left and closed the door behind her. Nicole walked straight to her car, holding her belongings. She dumped her belongings in the backseat of her car and drove away.
Bye, bitch,
Robert said softly, then smirked again. Karma was a bitch too, and Nicole had just learned what it feels like to be hit by her wrath.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.